Hey everybody, David Becker here with BeckerArt, and today I'm here to talk to you about double-sided tape. I use this double-sided tape quite a bit, and I usually use it for matting and framing. I use it for my matting and framing, and a lot of people think you need one of these applicators to use double-sided tape, and you take it and run around. These are kind of expensive, and you really don't need these. As a matter of fact, I've already given 2 of these away to Goodwill. Because you really, by the time you get your tape in there, and first you have to open it, and so when you open it, you have to roll it in there to a certain way, and so the part goes over here, and the other thing goes there, and a lot of times it started is always just a real big problem. So I'm going to show you how to use the double-sided tape without having to use one of these. So here's double-sided tape. You can get them in different widths, and so this is like an inch one, this is a half an inch. And so a little bit different product from different companies. 3M usually makes this one that I really like a lot, and I will have them in the comments section of the video. You can get them, order them there through Amazon. And so how do you use it? Okay, let me just show you in a couple of ways I like to use it. And one is, and let me get this is also I'm going to show you how to do a dust cover. And so here we have a mat, double mat. And so if you're doing a double mat and you have seen my mat here, has some spots on it. My undermat can be a dirty one. It doesn't matter. So as long as the part that is showing as a double mat is, as long as this part right here is not dirty, but you can see I used an old mat, and so it's kind of dirtied up, and I tried to erase it, and couldn't get rid of it. But that's okay because I'm not going to be showing you that. So I'm going to put this as a double mat. I'm going to put it right on top, and this is a black liner frame. It has an inside black core. There's a black core, white with a black core. And so how do you get this stuck on there? And you use double-sided tape. And you could use the applicator, like I said, but do things. But you can just buy this and don't have to buy the applicator. All you do is you take it and stick it on one side, on both sides, right? But you take off the one part, which is kind of waxy. And all I do is I put it on here. I just lay it down and where it's sticky. So this part is kind of sticky, so I'm going to go down here. I'm just going to place it across there and see how I run it across. I run my hand across this really quickly, and I kind of just take it right here and then peel it off. Now this little section of back siding has to be taken off, so you just rub really quickly right there, pull it off, and this is kind of the dirty part because this is now it won't be as dirty, but this is kind of dirty in there, but don't worry because I'm going to put this over it anyways. And so I usually just do 2 sides. You can do all the way around, but I just kind of pushed it down, and I kind of go over like this. I put it where I want it, and I rub it, and I just take my finger where I want to have it, and I just rip it off. And now, I mean, this is like the applicator would take that and do all that, and you wouldn't have this part on there, but I find it just to be just as easy, and you don't have to buy an expensive applicator to make this tape work. So there we have 2 sides now. This is sticky, right? Look at this, sticky. That's a sticky part of the tape, and then you take line up your double mat, and you just put it on there. I line it up, and then press down, and there you have it. And I always like wearing gloves when I'm framing and matting, only because our greasy fingers get on everything. And so if you can just if you have nice gloves on, you're not going to make things dirty and greasy. And I always have my fingers are always dirty for some reason, but if I wear my gloves, then I'm fine. And then from this, I will put this into a frame, right? I'll put it into this frame. This is not for this one, but same size. And I put the glass and all that stuff on there. But now I want to do the backing. This is actually a photograph that my brother took. And so it'll be, what I'll do is I want to put a dust cover on it, right? And so one of the things I'll do, this is like if I were to put the picture in there, put that in there, put it all down. And now let's say I want to put a dust cover on this because it's nice to make it look nice and clean. And again, a lot of people like to use the applicator and go like this and put the double-sided tape onto your thing. You don't need to do that. Watch this. And let me get my paper ready too. I'm also getting my vacuum paper. I'm just going to take some regular paper. I'll show you. So what I do and I also determine what size you want. I'm going to just do the 1 inch and stuff. And it can hang over it a little bit. And so all I do is I start in a corner here, put it down. Again, I just go over to the side. And the nice thing about this is I touch it down like this, and then I just kind of take the edge, and I just rip it on the edge. And then I take the part off. And it's really easy to take that part off. Okay, it just comes right off. And again, I know the applicator takes it off right away. You're just putting the sticky stuff down. But again, you have to buy that, and most people don't use it enough to make it worth their while. So just buy the tape by itself. It comes in rolls, and then you just start going like this. I rub across it. I rip the end on the end of the frame, and I just take that off. I mean, look at how easy that is. I go all the way around. Again, one more time, or actually two more times. I put it right on the edge. Take it over. Put it on top of here. Double-sided. Rip the end, and I press it down. Then I take the edge. I usually take the edge. And then sometimes it may be hard to start the tape to get that part off. But see, I'm just taking that part off. And now it keeps the double-sided tape on there. You get rid of the backing. And the very last one. And see how, a lot of times what I do is, you can tell where the end stops. And I just kind of pull it from the side. And it starts again. And then I just take it, put it down on the edge. Stick it down. Pull it across. Rub across it. And look at how easy that is to put the double-sided tape on there and then just pull off. And I'm even wearing gloves, so no problem whatsoever to put this down. So now we have the double-sided tape on here, right? So it's all the way around, and so to put the dust cover on, you have your sheet of, I buy this paper, you can buy, special black paper. This is like paper I get at Menards. It's a roll. See, it's a big roll. And what I do is I place it on here. Let's go sideways like this. And I start it right here. I lay it on top of it. It's really heavy. And I kind of push it this way. I just roll it over the whole frame. Pull it like this. And now I just rub it down. And so this will give you a nice dust cover, right? So then I take, I know a lot of people like to use like the utility knives and stuff. I like to use the plain razor blade, a straight edge razor blade. I find it to be so much more precise when I'm working with a straight edge razor blade than I'm working with the big cuts. Because all I do is I go like this now. I just cut the edge, cut the edges. And so now let me show you a nice trick I learned. So here we have, now we have it covered, and it's covered on all sides, all four sides. I rub it down so it sticks in there. And so then what I do to cut this to the edge, a lot of people will put a whole ruler down and go to cut against the ruler. All I do is I bend the paper back so I know where the corner is, and then I take my razor blade and I hold it like I'm the handle, and so I put my thumb right there. I don't know if you can tell this, but I pretty much hold it with my fingers like this, and then I put my thumb against this part right here, and then I just cut real quickly. I cut the edge of the paper. And so see how nice that comes off? And so anything that, like if there was some tape left there, now it's a beautiful edge, right? I don't have to sit there and measure with a ruler. So you don't need a ruler. All you need is a straight edge and your tape. And so here again, I bend the paper over, knowing where my edge is, and I hold my thumb. This part of my thumb, I hold against this. I go like that. I hold against that, and I hold the straight edge in the other finger, the pointer finger. And I just hit it across there, and I just push down, and I just go right there. And I cut into the wood of the frame, and so then I just pull it off. See how easy that is, and you get a super nice edge because you're going right at the edge. It's like you're using your hand like you would when you're painting. You use the ruler and stuff. Here I'm just using the frame. Get to the corner. Here again, I'll show you if I can show you. Just put it on there and just cut the edge to the edge. And I'm kind of putting my finger like this. So if you look, I'm putting my finger on here like this with the razor blade, pushing against there, and just pull it right off. And so see how it comes right off? One more edge, and I shove the edges in the side. I take the razor blade in between my two fingers. It's also good to have gloves on for protecting your fingers too. I know the razor blade will go right through it, but it just feels better to have a grip on it, on the razor blade. And then here I didn't probably push hard enough, so let me go again real quick across this. And so it just comes right off. And then you can also take and just rub against there. If there's any of the tape that's on there, you can just rub that off. But now look at, I got a nice dust cover. And then of course I could put my wire on there. I could just tape in there, but it gives you a nice frame look, dust cover for your frame. And again, most of the framers use that black paper you can buy. It's a roll of black paper, but you get, again, this is fine because you don't have to make this acid free either, because it's not touching your painting or anything like that. All the boards on the inside of the frame, this is just a dust cover to keep it kind of clean and keep the dust out of the inside of the frame. So there you have it. So that's the two uses I use my double-sided tape for. So I use the double-sided tape to stick frames together, mat boards together, Mat boards, I stick them together. And then I also have a plastic wrap machine where I blow dry it, and I'll show you that one day also. But this is just to using double-sided tape. It's very simple, and again, you don't need to use one of these. You can, it's fine. If you have one, go ahead, use it for the same thing. It's fine, but I just find it easier just to use this. And like I said, use this, put it down, rip off the paper, and look at the nice dust cover I get with the razor blade. And I will put these razor blades in the comment section also, where I get them. I get a whole nice packet of them, very inexpensive to cut, like the paper. And also, it's also another thing good to use with straight edge razor blades is to clean your edges of like your mat board sometimes. Like if you get you're cutting, so I just kind of scrape it across like that, and you can scrape a little burrs that if you have a little burr right there on the side to make it look a little nicer, you just take the razor blade and just kind of use it almost like sandpaper over the edge if it didn't get perfect. Like if it cut and it made little bumps, I just take it like this and I go over it, and that's another use for the straight edge razor blades. So there's what I use my double-sided tape for, and my straight edge razor to get some nice mat board stuck together, and to get my dust cover on the back of my paintings. And so that's going to be on there really well because this is a double-sided tape and it sticks on there really well. All right, and so until next tip, and maybe that tip will be how to put plastic on there and shrink wrap it. And so I can show you that next time. All right, until that time, we'll see you later. Thanks, and bye-bye.